These screens. Let me a short video. We are requesting, because I don't see how an item that all these items are out of stock. So we are requesting for Partay, or I think his name is Danny, to start opening shopping cart so we can make purchases for your products for testing. Because I don't see how in the world, if your products are so scarce and so hard to get your people for to buy your products, if you can do side by side, try to do side by side demonstrations. I guess that was supposed to be our product. I don't know. It doesn't even. Sorry, it doesn't match the description of a Phantom or a Phoenix. It just doesn't. But anyway, so if you're doing side by side demonstrations against other people's products, that means you can make the product, which means the product is available. So I think it would be me and a few other people are curious on the forum site. We talked about it, about your site and how it's not open and how it's not been open for quite some time. I'm pretty sure it's only probably about a couple of months, maybe a year. And I don't even know why you're even paying for a fee, or what do you call website maintenance and whatever that, to keep the website up and going, if there's nothing to sell on the site. So, because I want to test out these theories that you have on your product. We've asked you, to do it yourself, because it'd be nice, see you do it yourself and not we do it, to show us how these screens react if you put a fifth coating on the screen. It's supposed to have the ability to be able to produce a much higher gain and a much well-lit environment. That's one theory I would love to see. Another one I would love to see is the application. You said the screens are designed as a building system. So the product basically builds itself as you continue to stack them over top of each other. It becomes a system. So what happens if you remove some of the processes from building the screen? Like you take, it takes four. You said four to do the screen. So if I remove out 1 through 2 and do one that has actually 1 through 4, is there going to be a difference? The setting time. So the screen has to be set from 2 to 3 in order to have the screen set. So these are things that, like I said, are very questionable about your product. And we are requesting that, can you give us a time or date or even year when these shopping carts will be made available so we can begin our testing on your products? Because I find it quite interesting that this particular individual wants to test other people's products, but yet he cannot produce his own product himself, which is quite concerning. So like I said, one of the things I really would like to test on your product is that whole ability to put on a fifth coat of the same screen paint and be able to make the image brighter off the same exact coat. Nothing different, the same exact coat. And that's the kind of stuff I want to test out. The window is open the entire time. Like, good gracious. Cooking in this bad boy. My window's open the entire time. I got some little small fans in here. So those are a few of the things that we're looking to test out with this product. Also, too, contrast levels. We're going to test everything out. But like I said, the theories that he has in his instructions, we on our end need to break that down, because we've requested him to do so and he hasn't done so already. Like I said, anyone buying product from him is going to ask those questions, especially a company is definitely going to ask those questions when you state that the product becomes brighter if you add a fifth coat. So where are the results on that theory? Because I'm not seeing anything at all, period. Also, too, the breakdown of the screen. Is it required that you have to put on 4 coats? Well, 4 coats. What if you don't put on 4 coats? What if you miss a few applications? What if you don't follow it exactly to the T of those instructions? Is there an outcome to the screen? Is there a downside to the screen for not doing so? So those are a few things we want to look into ourselves. But as I said before, you gotta wait for the shopping carts to open up, because his shopping carts are closed. See, unlike Jamie does cancel orders. We know that. He cancels orders from the door. But he still sells to other people, but he still cancels orders. I mean, we have to have somebody else purchase this for us to get his items. PARTAY, on the other hand, is a different story. PARTAY, his entire marketplace is shut down. So I find it interesting that your entire marketplace is completely closed, but you have the ability to be able to make the product to do testing against other people's products at the end of the day, which clearly shows two things. Either your product doesn't work, and you basically, at the end of the day, I only say at the end of the day, have a better chance of just basically just keeping the shopping carts closed in fear that we're going to buy it and bring it down here for proper testing. And this is what happens when you cut corners. This is why when I hear you and Jamie talk on your channels, it sounds like a bunch of hoo-ha. And the reason why it sounds like hoo-ha is because you guys have been feeding people these fake demonstrations, fake screen paint capabilities for the longest time. Or some of this just sounds downright idiotic, and it does. Saying that a screen like the Cinemax, as light as it is, has the ability to be able to produce a contrast level equal to a black screen, when I just watched in a demonstration of a screen that wasn't even black but was trying to be considered to be black, actually produced a better contrast level than the Cinemax. PARTAY, or you on the other hand, you can't back your product up on any level whatsoever. That's why I said the stuff you guys are spewing out, even listen to the way you talk and how you explain things. You have cut so many corners in your demonstrations that everything you say when you talk sounds like complete bogus. You can't even explain the distance on a projector, how it basically affects the screen, how the pixelations, if they expand or disband, how they disrupt the screen's picture quality by deterioration. You can't explain any of that because you haven't been doing anything about the book. You really haven't been cracking any books to begin with. So let's see how long it takes for PARTAY to open up a shopping cart. So either me or one of my associates can come in and purchase from him. Because right now you're in discussion on a forum site right now as we speak. And they're actually in your site right now as I'm in your site, looking around, trying to figure out why you have a product that you can do these demonstrations against other people's products, but no one can get a hold of your product. So we'll see. So Danny, that is your name. We are requesting that your shopping carts hopefully are opening soon, so your product can be made available. So my associates can pick up your items and bring them down here for proper testing. And we are going to break down, literally break down your instructions. So we can see at the end of the day, if anyone can just paint this screen with just one coat of everyday house paint, if it'll match. Because I do believe at the end of the day, you came up with these complicated instructions due to the fact that you and Crow's products match perfectly. And I think they do. And we're going to test that theory. We're going to test it. And I think you needed something to break away from his product, to give yourself a different identity. Because, as I said before, if you say this is a lie, well, that demonstration of your screen is over splashing and hitting that wall. What I just saw in that demonstration of that screen matching that wall did not require to be optimized. Didn't require a fifth coat to either brighten the wall's level. Didn't require for you to paint a 3-inch line through the middle of the screen. Well, you couldn't do it on the wall, but just think about it. And paint it. It didn't require any of those weird instructions that you had on the other screen, but yet that wall matched your screen perfectly. And remind you people, we have requested him from the beginning. We said, look, man, how about this? Can you take that screen and put it against that wall and show us the difference? Hadn't been done yet. So the fact that you haven't done it already shows that it does match. Because I'm pretty sure behind closed doors without cameras, you did that test. And I'm pretty sure you realized that your product matched the wall. That's why I noticed that when you were talking, you mentioned something about a paint pan. Now, keep in mind, if you're using a paint pan, you wouldn't have to paint a line of paint, a 3-inch line of paint down the middle of your screen. That'd be canceled out if you were using a paint pan. But you mentioned paint pan in your demonstration. You just didn't say anything else about it. You said we'll discuss more about it, but you didn't say anything else. The whole entire video, you don't mention anything about a paint pan. And the reason why you don't mention the paint pan, because if you can use the paint pan to paint the screen, you wouldn't need to paint a line, a 3-inch line from left to right. You went through all those weird instructions if you can do it with a paint pan. Because I do want to test your product. Now, remember when I told you that when you kept coming to my channel, you kept carrying on, and I told you you don't want my attention. You don't want it, period. Just go about your business, make your product. You don't want my attention. But you kept coming back in, you kept saying I was afraid of you and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, nobody. I mean, you and Crow are used to cutting corners. I don't cut corners. I do things thoroughly by the book. So the test that I do will terrify you. So just go about your business, and just wouldn't listen. You just kept coming back in the room, carrying on and acting up. Now you have my attention. You have my full 100% attention now. And now I'm going to start looking into your products to see if they do exactly what they're supposed to do, because I think that what you're saying in your demonstrations is a bunch of fluff at the end of the day. And the fact that your shopping carts are locked showed at the end of the day you are scared to open them up, or afraid, or whatever it may be. And if you're not, then tomorrow morning when I get up, I should be able to make a purchase from your website. But this is what I find interesting. Now I just painted a motorized projection screen downstairs.
It's just the only white I have in the house, so I use what I have.
I want to hear about the paint pan.
You know, gloppy paint. You're used to hearing the whenever people are rolling, right? So
there's so many theories wrong here. One of the theories is the fact that you claim your product is a very, very, very thin product. But when I see the pushing the paint around, if you're pushing around poly, that's a very thin paint. It's like, sounds like milk. If you're pushing around poly's not going to have a buildup at the top of the edge of the roller. It's not at all, period.
Formula is not going to be like that. You will see how it works. But I just wanted to tell you that if we have a surface that has a good bit of texture on it, you'll get that texture whenever we...
Now, keep in mind, PARTAY, when I research companies, like the big companies, this is what I do. I will play their videos back over and over and over and over again to study their products. This is what you call research. This is what you do. Because by doing this, this gives me all the information, everything I need to know, what I need to see, what I'm dealing with from the door before the product gets down here. So I'm actually taking the time to research your product. You wanted my attention. You got it. I do this with Screen Innovation. I do this with any form of projection screen company. I will watch hours of their demonstrations, research, to see exactly what we're dealing with. And from here, this is a cakewalk. We could walk through this with no problem whatsoever. I could develop something today or tomorrow. I could buy your product and develop something in 30 minutes and walk right through it.
Display. The reason for that is because
I can tell by how it reacts to light.
It's very thin. You're going to do very thin layers. You're going to do 4 thin layers, and it's all going to be okay. I promise you. You're going to see your first roll is going to be the ugliest paint job you've ever done probably in your life. So don't worry about it. That's good. That's fine. You'll see as we go through this that this is not about being a master. This formula has been designed.
Now, keep in mind, if no one sees this video right here, say you're a company, you buy this, you don't see this video. You paint that product down, you're going to see that screen come up that bad, you're going to file a complaint against them automatically from the door. Your product is the first application. You ever heard the expression, your first expression is your last expression? Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be.
To make it very easy for you to do, where you pretty much have to try to screw it up, maybe just do some finger painting in there. I can't guarantee against that, but this should be fairly easy. All right, so first things you want to remember is when you open up the product, you want to stir it very well, okay? And what you want to do is you want to make sure you stir the bottom. Almost, I do mine in a checkered pattern. I kind of go one direction from side to side, and then, you know, the other way, side to side. And I'll do that a few times, and then make sure that you get around your edges, so that you don't have stuff that's just stuck to the edges. Now, this over time, probably by the time you would receive it, it's going to look like it does when we mix it. But over time, you will have some separation there that could occur, and that's going to be because we use a combination of distilled water with something we designed here. The polymers in it are heavier. It's going to fall to the bottom over time. So your water will kind of rise to the top and separate.
That's going to happen either way. That's nothing. That'll happen either way. If you put water in it, it's definitely going to happen. It's not down through time. Anything would trigger off that effect. I'll show you. That's nothing. That's a bunch of bull. Oh, that's bull. Now you see this right here? This is water and UV powder mixed in to make this kind of nuclear reaction. See how you can see right through it? See how at the bottom you can see the materials at the bottom, because they can't basically blend with the screen, with what's in here. This is water. Water and this particular particle that's in here doesn't mix. But if you were to shake it up, now they mix perfectly. See? With no problem. It's the water that causes the separation. That's what it is. So, feeding someone that one right there is absolute hula. Because if you put water in there, water is going to cause a separation. It's not going to marry because there's water in it. That's why. That's all.
That water is really only there as a delivery vehicle for the product, because it's going to evaporate. What Kelly's going to do is I'm going to instruct her on how to get started.
What the heck do you mean by it's going to evaporate? What is a delivery vehicle? See, these are things I don't get. What do you mean by evaporates? That means your product, if you paint it, starts to evaporate the minute you paint it, and therefore that's why you have to add water into it? It doesn't sound right.
And the way that we're going to get started is, think of this as your full screen. I usually break mine into thirds. So you would have 3 areas. There's actually 2 kind of divots in this thing. You can see one over here and the one here. But we'll break it into thirds. What I usually do is run, for this size panel, we're just going to run like a little 2-inch. If I'm doing a full screen, I'm probably going to run about a 3 to 4 inch, maybe 3 inch. Start with 3. You can always pour a little more if you want to do it that way. You can use a rolling pan. The thing is I wouldn't use more in a rolling pan than what you plan to do in one coating. And I'll explain that as we.
Rolling pan. Thought so. So why would you need a rolling pan to begin with? I don't like Google Advice when stuff can't correctly. What are you talking about, man? This is what I find weird. He says rolling pan. You mean, he's got these stuff mixed up. That's what you mean by it. You said rolling pan. You put that rolling pan, it pulls that rolling pin. So at the end of the day, you said rolling, it's not rolling pan, it's a paint pan. That's what it's called, not a rolling pan. But you mentioned rolling pan in the description of your video. Probably half here that is the fact that you can use a rolling pan, you wouldn't have to put 3 inches or 2 inches in the middle of the screen. That wouldn't be necessary.
Use a rolling pan. The thing is I wouldn't use more in a rolling pan than what you plan to do in one coating. I wouldn't use more in a rolling pan than what you plan to do. Use a rolling pan. The thing is I wouldn't use more in a rolling pan than pour a little more if you want to do it that way. You can use a rolling pan. The thing is I wouldn't pour a little more if you want to do it that way. You can use a rolling pan. The thing is I wouldn't pour a little more if you want to do it that way. You can use a rolling pan.
Now a rolling pan, he said rolling pan. A rolling pan would come up under rolling pin, as used to make cookies and pastries and stuff like that. He means a paint pan, a painter's pan, a paint pan. So a paint pan. That doesn't make any sense, because this is where we have problems with your demonstrations right here on how you paint your product. If your screen requires, there's a chart over the top for the example on where you have to paint the line at, you have to pour the line at to paint the product. If it requires you to pour out a 2-inch, you said 2-inch, but actually it's 3, a 3-inch line of paint from one part from the screen to another part of the screen in the center, then what is the purpose of basically, if you use a paint pan, you're not going to be required to do that. You're not going to be required to paint that specific 3-inch line in the middle of your screen if you're using a paint pan. Unless you're planning to pour that line on your pan, dab that with your roller, and then transfer that to the screen, which wouldn't even make any sense at all. That'd just be the most dumbest thing ever in instructions. So if you can just pour this regularly into a paint pan and roll onto your screen, what is the purpose of the 3 inches of paint poured across the center of the screen? These are things that we really need to test out in your product, because if we get the product here, or if he ever opens up a shopping cart, we'll get the product down here and we'll apply one using the paint pan, one using a paintbrush, and the other one basically using the application that he required for how you have to apply the product to a surface. You know, I think a lot of it's hoopla. I really do think a lot of it's hoopla. And then we want to see how thin this product is. If the product is very, very thin, if you're painting like, let me see, find a video on, see, painting poly. All right, so that's a shirt they call poly. Painting poly or rolling poly. Let's put down rolling poly. Rolling poly.
Would take forever. But I have a faster poly, just like you would paint. Don't work the surface.
Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is where I have a problem with your theory. I used to be a painter, all right? And I did everything from wood repair to you name it, I've done it. So when you paint on poly, poly has a very, very, very thin coating. It's like painting with water. That's how thin it is. There's going to be no buildup on the roller, no push around, you're not going to see heavy distributions of paint being pushed from one section to the next. It's poly. It's like painting with water. So this is what it's going to look like if you're painting with poly. See how he rolls this on?
This any more than you have to. That just creates more bubbles. And keep the coats light. The heavier you lay it on, the more bubbles you'll get.
Now go back to that and show you that again.
Level out, so you get a rough surface. Roll on the poly just like you would paint. Don't work the surface any more than you have.
Now you see how thin that goes out, how smooth that goes out? That is a very, very thin coating. That's poly. Now, if you pause it right here, and you go look at this right here, and you're saying all 4 coatings are a thin coating. Look how the paint pours out. Number one.
With the material.
You don't need to hear that. And see how the paint pushes? Look how it pushes around like that? That's not a thin coating. That's actually a very thick coating. Because the problem is you're getting paint buildup right up in here and it's pushing the paint all over the place. You can't push poly. Poly, if you roll over top of it, it's a very, very thin formula or paint or whatever it is, product. It is going to go, it's going to be like painting with water. That's what it's going to be like. You're not going to be pushing it around like that. If you have a lot of it poured onto the screen, I mean a lot of it, that's the only way you're going to need to push around. Other than that, it's just going to come out nice and smooth. And if you dab it onto the roller, it's going to come out nice and smooth. You're not going to have all this excess paint being pushed all over the screen. That's not going to happen. So by looking at this paint isn't as thin as it's supposed to be. It's actually very thick. It's actually very thick. So you can put it, actually you're not putting on very, he's saying you're putting on 4 thin coatings. No, you're putting on 4 heavy coatings. When you see how thick that paint's coming out, how you can tell paint is real thick because, like I said, you get a buildup on the roller and you'll see a lot of it being pushed around the screen. So at the end of the day, no, you're not getting it's not 4 thin coatings. It's actually, I think, just like everyday paint. That's what it is. This is what a thin coating would look like. This is how it would react. If that product was as thin as he said it was, this is exactly how it would roll out. See how there's no buildup? See, the one thing, PARTAY, you understand, I used to be a painter back in the day. I used to do furniture restore. My father basically did all that stuff, painting, carpentry, all that stuff. I learned a lot of stuff from him. So I do know a lot when it comes to basically, if you're using a very, very thin formula, especially if it's poly, you shake poly, it sounds like milk in a can. When you roll that stuff out, and I mean, you would have to put a lot down in order to get a buildup like that, but even though it would smooth out with no problem, you're not going to get a buildup that's going to be pushing paint all over the place. That happens when you have a very thick product. Now our product, yeah, basically if we pour that stuff down, we move it around, it's a thick product. It's going to push around like that, but our product's going to coat to the surface one time. You're not going to be doing 4 applications at the end of the day. Any paint's going to do that. But if you put poly, any kind of water-based, oil-based paint that's designed like this, a very thin formula, it's not going to do that. It's going to roll out nice and smooth, just like this. No buildup at all. One of the things I was looking at when you were talking about your product being so thin, I was looking at the roller right here. This is what I was staring at. You know why? Because if your product was as thin as you said it was, it would have rolled on like, it would have been like the equivalent of rolling water onto your screen. That's a thin formula. The fact that it was building up and it was pushing hills of paint in one section here and there showed that paint wasn't as thin as it was supposed to be. So at the end of the day, you're putting on 4 applications of heavy paint. When I told you, you do not want my attention, this is what I mean by you don't want my attention. I am very, very thorough on my demonstrations. If I'm this brutal when it comes to my own work, what do you think happens if I take the attention to pay attention to somebody else's work? This is why I explain at the end of the day, it's best to just mind your own business. Now, if your product was that thin, this is how it would have coated, just like this. That's if you put too much on it. If you put too much on it, it starts to bubble up. All right, so here we go over here real quick. Leave out of this demonstration right here. We'll go back and we'll look at your demonstration where you paint your product. and you're both using almost the same size roller. Now see how the paint pushes? It doesn't roll out smoothly. Your product is pretty thick. See, when it pushes the paint, you have this kind of hilly kind of up to your paint. It doesn't smooth out. So it's not as thin as you say it is. Now, his theory about how Screen Innovation prints their borders, every company prints their border to a motorized projection screen. I have never bumped into a motorized projection screen that says, hey, it comes with 2 inches of velvet on the side of the screen. All motorized projection screens are printed out due to the fact it has to feed into a motor. Y'all don't do your research. That's the problem. Y'all talk a whole lot of nonsense and you don't do your research correctly. They sat there and had a ball laughing at that. It was like, who freaking has a velvet border attached to a motorized projection screen? That kind of chaos that would cause? Yeah, that everybody prints them on there. Nobody. Even down, we got screens over here that cost $68. They're cheap screens. They're not $5,000 or $20,000 projection screens. They're cheap screens. And those screens are printed on. Now they may use maybe a more advanced version of printing them on. They may use something maybe really thin. Maybe, I don't know. They might have some kind of new technology to print it even thinner. But all motorized projection screens do not use velvet. You would jam the motor up. You would damage it because it would roll uneven. You would have about maybe even with about that much of the velvet of thickness on one side and the other side, the middle piece would still have no velvet in the middle of it. It would cause a problem. It would roll up. It would roll uneven. So this is how I know when you said your product was thin, it's not thin at all, period. The fact that when I was looking at the edge of the roller and the fact it was pushing that much paint and it's pushing it in sections, no, it's not thin at all, period. Now it may be, the reason why it is probably maybe a little thinner than some average paints is because you put water in it. You know, water happens. What happens when you put water in paint? When you put water in paint, what it does is basically, some people use it to thin out the paint to get more paint out of it. Some people, at the end of the day, yeah, some people like that don't want to spend the extra money. Maybe they may be doing a contract job and they want to keep a little more money to themselves. Something they may put something in the paint to make it stretch a little more. Water is actually one of the things they will put in paint to make it stretch. And that's what you put in your product. You put water in it. You're talking about how it breaks down this and it breaks on that and so and so and so. And you know, the theory behind it, people do that to make it stretch a little bit. That's all they do. At the end of the day, like I said, that when you say there's going to be some separation, of course there's going to be separation. There's water in it. That's why. Water was not meant to be in there to begin with. You put something into a product that something was not supposed to be in to begin with, and that's what caused the reaction of it separating. That's why you're probably going to have to stir it every time before each time you apply it, because it's probably constantly separating. Which will test that theory too. Yeah, your product's coming out too thick for it to be shown as it's a thin product. It's supposed to be this really thin application. Another problem you're going to have with it being such a thin application, you're going to have to do the same thing Goose Green had to do. Sand the freaking walls down till they were perfectly perfected. Because if there's any kinds of grooves or bumps, even the smallest stuff, like a small little hole, it's going to show up on your screen paint because it's not heavy or thick enough to fill in those particular areas that need to be covered. Now, if you paint your wall with Behr 1050, it's a little thicker. So if you have something like a little hole or something like in your wall, like a little couple grooves or whatever, it's going to fill in that. It's going to cover that over like a kind of like a plaster. But your product being so thin, you're going to show all the imperfections. It's going to push right through that wall. That's the problem that Goose Green had. Kind of trying to follow. It seems like you're trying to kind of follow the whole same thing as Goose Green. But let's see what happens. Because I don't want to go on and on about this. I got a screen downstairs. I got to finish painting. I got to do a roll up and roll down on the screen when I'm done. Like I said, no 7 days. None of that nonsense. None of that. No, there's no way in the world I can have a screen sitting on my workshop floor for 7 days. I got too much stuff to do. That's crazy. So it's done downstairs. We just got to roll it up. I already got the decals painted up and get them ready and everything, and then we'll move on to the next stage. But yeah, we're going to do a roll up and roll down on that screen as soon as we're done with all this nonsense. But yeah, we were requesting you, Danny, or whatever you call yourself, yeah, open your shopping cart so we can purchase. Because if you can do demonstrations, fake demonstrations, and we call it fake, that's what it is, because you don't have our products, you never place any orders from us at all, period, at all. I would love to see an unboxing one from you, from something you bought directly from us. But anyway, you want to do these product reviews against every other people's stuff, but for some reason, no one can get access to your product. That doesn't look good for you at all. So if this is your business, if this is your company, whatever it's supposed to be, at the end of the day, hobbyist, whatever, you need to open your shopping carts. Don't be afraid. Man up. Open up your shopping carts so our people can get access to your products to bring it down here for proper testing. I've already asked you the questions out of curiosity. You didn't do any of the demonstrations, so we want to do the demonstrations for you, just like we did with Crow and his Cinemax, which will be here shortly. Yeah, we got your product, Crow. Anyway, once that gets here, we'll begin the testing on that. One of the testings we will be doing with the Cinemax is the fact that it claims that it can pull contrast level equal to black screens. It will be tested in theory. It will be tested against Digital 1 crystal screen paint. It will be tested against certified projection screens. It will be tested for outside demonstrations, inside demonstrations, low lumen demonstrations, distance stow demonstrations. Oh, these are all the ones you guys missed, didn't it? Yep. We'll see how it compares and levels up to white screens and certain forms of white screens and something like that. So yeah, and then we'll go through the black and white mixture to see how close we can land it by using black and white paint only. No glitter, no silver, just black and white paint. Now, keep in mind, we gave Crow plenty of time to do these tests. We gave him plenty of time to do these tests. We will be getting one probably about each month, another screen paint. I want the whole collection downstairs in the shop. So I do plan to have all of them. But anyway, we gave him plenty of time. We did videos asking him to back up his product. I have been on his site 3 times in a row, talked to him directly, sent him over all the information, all the links, everything to do. And if that man gets up the next day and doesn't do the demonstrations, you know at the end of the day what you got on your wall, black and white paint. You even seen where we saw on his website, he changed his policy. His policy used to be no returns on open cans of paint. Now it's no returns when the paint is delivered. That's a huge jump. That means automatically from the door, say if you buy the product from him, you see our demonstration, you make the black and white paint mixture, it matches the screen. He has it on his policy that you cannot get your money back due to the fact that it shows it was delivered. Now, you guys want to call us sketchy. Yeah, you need to really look at that one right there yourself. You should have equal exchange, but what's the point of having equal exchange at the end of the day? Like I said, you're just going to exchange it for more black and white paint at the end of the day because he can't back his products. The eBay listing is gone. That's gone. Because I'm pretty sure people were filing complaints against the eBay. You know how eBay is. eBay is temperamental when it comes to merchandise. You get a few complaints on there, you get a couple of strikes, they can start going and they can start diminishing your shopping carts. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. If you've been through there before, you've seen that one happen before. You know, when you're on eBay, they put you through like a 6-month trial. You start off, I think they start you, I don't know if they changed it now. When I was doing it, it was $250 is what you could sell. You can sell $250 worth of an item, or $250 is adding up to that item. And as you start to sell and you got more good reviews on your account, what they would do is they would basically lift some of these restrictions. Like now you could jump up to like $1,000. You can sell $1,000 or $1,000 up in items. You could sell $10,000 of one item or $10,000 up in items. But within that timeline, say if you got like 4 disputes against you, they can come in there and they can remove items off your freaking marketplace and say, okay, look, you got penalized down to around $250. We removed everything off your site except for this. And that's what you're going to have to deal with. Whether you paid for it or not, you don't get that money reimbursed back to your account. There you go. So you can be penalized on there big time on there for that one. You get enough complaints against you. So that's the reason why probably the listing was completely removed, because people started questioning the product. But people question the product if you can't back it up. Let's just say if it was the other way around. Let's just say that We have this black screen paint. We're talking about this product and so much, so much. So we have no tests. I don't do any tests at all. I just come on air. I just show you a black screen, hit it with a projector in the dark, and that's it. That's all I do. And somebody comes in and says, well, how about your product versus black paint? And I go, I ignore it. I don't pay it any mind. And then he requests it again about black paint. And then he goes and says, well, I think at the end of the day, your product is nothing more than black paint because you have no way to back it up. So and so and so. And I ignore it again. And this goes on for a couple of weeks where I keep ignoring this person requesting me to back up this product over and over and over again. See what I'm getting at here? There we go. There we go. Because then the customer is going to start looking at that saying, why should I buy this product? Because this person is requesting this from this particular individual and he can't back it up. So why am I going to call for my $80 for this? At all. There you go. You spark curiosity. Right there. That's what triggers it. But this right here, this is so questionable it's not even funny. The fact that how thick the coating goes on, and on top of it, like I said, he said paint pan.
Hey, coverage, a 2-inch wide strip.
It's a 2-inch, he has 3-inch here.
This thing to do is Kelly right now, I've instructed her.
Now mind you, like I said, I told you, you wanted my attention. That's what you wanted, right? That's what you got. This is what other companies have to go through when they're dealing with me. I'm very thorough about studying people's products, how they function, how they work, what kind of projectors they're using, the ambient light in the environment, how dark the corners are. I observe all that. That's what you let into your front door. This is what you're going to have to deal with now.
She's going to run about a 2-inch wide strip from the center of the first one to the center, plan to do in one coating. And I'll explain that as to do it that way. You can use a rolling pan, plan to do in one coating.
You said
a little more if you want to do it that way. You can use a rolling pan.
Rolling pan, as in paint pan, painter's pan, whatever you want to call it. That is an actual pan that you lay down and you roll paint into. How? With the application of having the screen being painted in the center of 3 inches thick of the width of being from the center of the left to the center to the right, which you're explaining, your demonstration has to be painted this way in order for this application to go on correctly. Now, if you're using a painter's pan, this is something that's going to eliminate that altogether because you're not going to go into your painter's pan and paint a line in the middle of your painter's pan and then paint on that and apply that to the screen because that would be idiotic. At the end of the day, it'd be the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So if you can basically just pour this into a paint pan without the requirement of the 2-inch or a 3-inch line, then why do you need these instructions to begin with? Because you mentioned the paint pan in your demonstration. The thing about it is, you said we'll talk about this more, and as I watched the demonstration, you didn't discuss it any more than that. I think you realized you made a mistake when you said that from the beginning, because you wouldn't be required to paint all that nonsense in the begin with. You had a paint pan in there.
The thing is I wouldn't use more than a rolling pan. Pour a little more if you want to do it that way. You can use a rolling pan. The thing is
you just said you can use a rolling pan, which means that requirement, this right here, is not necessary. That's just unnecessary nonsense. I guarantee we get your product down here, I'll paint that thing with a paint roller with no problem. A lot easier than doing that whole line down the middle.
I wouldn't use more than a rolling pan than what you plan to do in one coating. And I'll explain that as we go, okay? So
I'll explain it as we go. You didn't explain it as we go. You didn't mention anything more about it. In fact, there was a little hiccup in there and you realized that you shouldn't have said what you just said.
To do it that way. You can use a rolling pan. The thing is I wouldn't use more than a rolling pan than what you plan
right
to.
There, you just hiccup right there in the conversation. Right there, clearly showing that you made a mistake. You realize in your mind that they're going to use a rolling pan, they wouldn't be required to do those steps.
Do in one coating, and I'll explain that as we go, okay? So the easiest thing to do is Kelly right now, I've instructed her, she's going to run about a 2-inch wide strip from the center of the first one to the center of the third one.
You made 3 mistakes in your instructions. Twice you did not stir lightly on the product as you claimed, and as we can see by the demonstration, it didn't affect the outcome of the screen, which at the end of the day is probably not even required. It's not even required to stir each time before each application because you missed 2 of them in your demonstration. You said you had to put a 2-inch, when clearly you have written here it says 3.
Strip from the center of the first one, a 2-inch wide strip from the center of the first one to the center of the third. Strip from the center of the first one to the plan to do in one coating. And I'll explain that as we go, okay? So the easiest thing to do is Kelly right now, I've instructed her, she's going to run about a 2-inch wide strip from the center.
The problem is that your instructions are so complicated you can't remember them. Now, if a customer comes on here and he notices it, he don't realize it. Good gracious. The person who developed this can't remember the instructions. What chance do I have? You don't have any chances. Can you mess this up? I doubt you could. I doubt you could. From looking at it, it looks like basic paint. You couldn't mess this up if you wanted to. The only way you could jack this up, unless you basically didn't wait for the screen to fully dry and you rolled something into it, like you didn't do a proper cleanup of your rollers and you caused cross-contamination. That's the only way to jack it up. And keep in mind, he didn't tell you this either. When you clean out a roller, you have to clean out the roller attachment also, because what happens is right around the edge of the corner of the roller where it actually fits in place, where paint pushes up against it, it causes a buildup in that area right there. That can be wet with paint. You can have a little black in there, snap your roller back on, roll across your screen, and wonder why you got these black streak marks going across your screen, because that's being transferred from the roller attachment. That has to be scrubbed down too. I should have did a demonstration showing you how to properly clean down a paint roller, because you're going to have to scrub it. You're going to have to really clean down the roller. If not, you're going to have soap transfer and water transfer right directly to your screen, and that's going to cause some problems. You're going to be watching the movie and wonder why you got these weird looking blots all over your screen. Like, what the freak is that? Because it's soap transferred to your screen or water transferred to the screen and didn't blend well. All right. What is his return policy? I never read his return policy. I'm curious, what is the return policy for his? Let's see what we have. Shipping and returns. Let's see. Well, I don't know what this would be for anyway to begin with. He doesn't have any product to ship out, so. But let's just humor this thing. Let's just see exactly. Okay, PARTAY does not accept returns except in situations where, okay, here we go. We got it right here. Okay. Let's see. PARTAY does not accept returns except in situations where PARTAY is at fault. PARTAY. You know, when you say it that way, I'm not trying to be rude here, but you remember the episode on Seinfeld about Jimmy? Jimmy's upset. Jimmy so and so. This is what this reminds me of. I swear to God, I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful, but this reminds me of that skit of Jimmy. Jimmy's upset. Jimmy's mad. You know. PARTAY is at fault. For example, if PARTAY ships you the wrong product, we will be happy to replace your order with the correct product once we validate the order's detail. Let me see. There are no returns on the first shipment, as they would cost only additional funds and further expenses to the customer. Wait, there are no what? There are no need to return the first. We want you to have a great experience. All right, that's pretty good. He has a pretty good return policy. Only problem is you don't have any paint to return, so that's not going to happen. Your shopping carts are just locked because we all know why you can't open them. Like I said, if that's not the case, and if that's not the problem, if you have product to make the review against other people's products, then open your shopping carts tomorrow. I have 3 of my associates on standby that are willing to make a purchase from you tomorrow. So open them up tomorrow. We'll come tomorrow and see if your shopping carts will be open, available for purchase. Let's see. Because our creating upon order returns exchange provided, we appreciate that. Okay, so his return policy is pretty good. He has a pretty good policy, which bottom line, which it should be. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we don't basically require you to ship back the paint. You can keep it, and we do exchange and so forth. We have it on our site already under our policies. Crow, on his behalf, well, Crow basically has his right from the door. The minute that product lands on your front door, you ain't getting your money back. That's all to it. You're not getting exchange. You ain't getting jack. That's what it's coming down to. at the end of the day. The problem, but the part, this is actually, I'm not going to rant the guy and say, oh, it's bad. No, his shipping is actually pretty good. Let me see what he has right here. Let's see about his stock problems he's having here. That's otherwise specification shipping is free within the United States. International shipping, we'll see a case, will have an additional fee. Well, we get free shipping everywhere in the world. Only problem, we can't get free shipping right now because of COVID and because of restrictions that we're going through. We can't give you free shipping overseas. We ship anywhere in the world for free. Let's see, so. Well, you can't ship overseas for free. You know why? It'll kill him. It'll destroy his freaking his capital. He charges $160, right? And he has no form of well, you know, like I said, there are certain things and applications you can apply for to getting breaks through companies for shipping. I mean, I don't think these guys even know how to explore, even how to be able to utilize this for what they need to do. Because I do it all the time. I get shipping come to the door. I ship all over the seas. I ship to Rome, Italy, France, you name it. We shipped everywhere in the world. So we can charge $154 and still ship out, and our prices won't cost us a lot of money because we have certain things that we have applied for to be able to give us breaks. Yeah, there you go. You got to know how to use the system, man. You have to know how to use the system. You know, those companies ship out them motorized projection screens, and you know your shipping cost is something like $30. Well, the reason why is because they have certain perks and things they know, applications they fill out and stuff like that in order to be able to get those particular form of requirements in order to be able to ship our product a lot more cheaper, because shipping will kill you at the end of the day. Yeah, shipping costs will kill them. I shipped to Ireland on a medium-sized box. It cost me at the time, before we got the hookup, $102. A medium-sized box to ship over to Ireland. Now, if he shipped it over that would kill half his profits right there from the door. All right, I'm not going to tell them how to do it. They'll figure it out. That's their problem, not mine. You know, you were nice to me. I could show you all the different ways on how much money you can save at your company. But that's none of my business. You figure it out. Anyway, let me see. Let's see. Additional costs, so and so. So this is one of them right here. Let's see. Currently, let's see. In most cases, we have additional fees. All right, additional fees are typical to represent half of the additional cost of shipping. You could even pay the half of the cost of the shipping at all, period. At $160, there is no way in the world you would even make a profit. Because number one, again, like I said, you put them in 48-ounce containers. You're actually giving away 64 ounces of free paint, because your screens are only painting like 120 inch, but 48 ounces at an extra 16 ounces is going to paint up to probably 150 inch screen. And for the price of what you're charging, you're pretty much giving away an extra 64. Think about it. I mean, if they're 48 ounces, free out of that, right? And there's 4 of them. But Crow is a little different. Crow, if he sells paint, right, he can make a gallon. He's going to make $80 a gallon, right? Where this fellow, it takes 4 applications to paint 120 inch screen. It literally takes a gallon to paint a 120 inch screen, because each quart requires a different coating to apply to the surface, which means it takes 4 quarts. But he changed them over to 48s, which is the worst thing he could have done. Because now 4 48s can't ship inside of a medium-sized box. Only 2 will fit in there. Now, if he had 32 ounces, which is 1 quart, 4 of those would easily fit into a medium-sized box. Which means now, if he's shipping this overseas, his price has jumped dramatically by a lot. So you went from shipping into a 1 medium-sized, now shipping into a large. A large box is a huge, massive jump. You can go from, I can go to Canada, I can ship in a medium-sized box, $40, but the minute it jumps to a large, you're talking about $80, $90 easily. That quick, that fast. So you just jumped more money than what they're going to have to pay. And if you're saying they're going to cut it in half, they're going to pay half of that, even still, that's $40 or $50 out of $160 you just made. And you still haven't counted your product. And keep in mind, those containers cost more money too. Mind you, they're not going to give you the same price for the 32 as the same as the 48. It's more plastic, more resources you have to use, so you're going to pay a little bit more for that container. Yeah, all that costs money, man. All that costs money. It all costs money. Bigger containers, bigger labels, more ink, all that stuff costs money. But again, not my problem at the end of the day. All right, let me see. Currently subject to processing Monday, Wednesday, shipping out Thursday, Friday. Stock is replenishing each Friday. Lie. That's the big lie right there. Stock is replenished each Friday. Are you sure about that? You want to basically want to remove that from there because your stuff is out of stock, and your stuff has been out of stock before we went in there and bought out of your shopping cart. You only had one item in there that was actually for it was actually is it Friday? Is it Saturday? Yeah, each Friday. So yeah, your shopping carts are still closed, which means it's showing that you're out of stock, which means you can't replenish. But you say you can replenish each Friday, and all your shopping carts are showing out of stock, and they've been showing out of stock for about a month and 2 weeks since we've been in there. You only had one item in there, and we bought from there, and that went out of stock. And Friday's already passed, so at the end of the day, you still haven't replenished your stocks. But you have enough paint on hand to do. That's what we said in the forum site. The guy was like, wait a minute. How in the world is this stuff? You can't buy his stuff because the guy was going to buy it right there in the door when the fellas were in the room. He said, how come we can't buy his stuff? But yet, how is he doing reviews against other people's products? Did he just, you can see he can make the paint. So he can make the paint when he just posts on the website. I said, he doesn't want to post on the website because he's afraid we're going to buy it. That's why. That's why the website's been shut. There's no other excuse for it. Can't say you can't get the product because it's hard to get, because that's virtually impossible. If that was the case, you couldn't do a review against anyone else's product because you couldn't make your own product. So that's not it. And what else could it be? Mind you, your product was supposed to be available in September of 2021. Yeah, we have the date where you actually removed that off your site too. So let me see, how long is it going to take for Partay to make its items available so we can take them down for proper testing? Because as I said before, I can see you're not going to do the testing we requested. Neither is Crow, because we sent to Crow 3 times in a row the ingredients to everything for him to make those. So you can't say he never received them. You can't say he never got them. Can't say that. And yet he refuses to do it. But he wants you to give him money. Give me your $85, give me your $89, and have me get on camera and explain some stuff that makes no sense whatsoever. You give me your money, but I can't back it up for you. And if you complain, if you file a complaint, you can't touch me, because on my shipping return says that the minute that product touches on your freaking property, you get nothing from me. That's messed up. At least in his, to be honest, I'm not going to, if these guys, they're going to do me dirty either way, doesn't make a difference. But at least at the end of the day, if they're doing something right, I'm going to tell you they're doing something right. This is a pretty good shipping policy he has here. But the problem with the shipping policy is he doesn't have a product to produce for the shipping policy. That's all to it. He can't back his own product. And he can't basically do the demonstrations requested because he knows what's going to happen. I'm pretty sure, I guarantee you, he's done it behind closed door. He's done it behind closed door. So he automatically knows. I think what they were expecting, usually people like this don't expect people like me. We are the worst nightmares. The average Joe, the person doesn't know much about projection, first time getting a projector, you know what I mean? That's the gold mine for them. That's a person they can say anything to, and that person will believe it because, you know, they can basically tell them anything. A person like me will get on there and ridicule the freaking day out of them. They don't want to be around a person like me because I will question your stuff at the end of the day, as I expect for people to question mine. That's why we do the test demonstrations. Voila. So, yeah. But his shipping policy is actually pretty good. The only problem, like I said, he has no paint to ship out. As for Crow, I'm going to pop over there real quick. Are you going to hear the rants? Well, he has the rants for you. You know how I shut Crow up in his rants? I just sent him over. For now, when he starts ranting and carrying on, we just send him over the instructions on how to make the paint, and that's the end up. We don't hear nothing else out of him. That's how we shut him up. If he goes into a rant, my product is the best. It's the best. He sounds like a bit like, you remember G.I. Joe with Cobra Commander would go off on the microphone. He would just be screaming. That's how he sounds like when he goes off, literally. My product is the best of the best. Well, look, buddy, if your product is the best of the best, just do the demonstration so everybody can watch it. all you got to do. Treat it like a cooking channel. Make the products. We can all watch it. And then people, at the end of the day, your customers can have a sign of relief knowing that your product doesn't match black and white paint. That's all you got to do. It's not that hard. All right, so let's go pop up the crows. We go through the email for that one. Let me turn this side because I have private information popping up through customers. I like to show up their stuff. Let me see. And that's the reason why I sat there and told you. I told you right from the door. I said, look, man, I'm not. You thought I think you thought PARTAY thought I was like them. That's what they thought. They thought I was like them. I cut corners and do all that stuff. No, buddy, I don't cut corners over here. We do the real thing over here. Just bumped into the wrong one. That's all. And the thing about it is, we didn't even know who PARTAY was. All we knew was Crow. That was it. A few other ones we've seen here, we don't pay any mind, but we didn't even know who PARTAY even was. PARTAY jumped on the bandwagon because Crow was spreading all this hatred, and he jumped on it and slandered us for no reason whatsoever. We didn't have no idea who you were. We didn't know about your products. None of that all. When you came into my channel, I said a couple of times, I said, look, man, you don't want me paying attention to you. Just mind your own business. And I told you this multiple times. I even told you before we bought your screen paint, I said clearly, I'll burn your harbor to the ground. I'll sink every last one of your ships. Your company will crash if you deal with me. And what happened? Your shopping carts are locked. You can't open the shopping carts up. Because if it's not me, you've seen what happened if I purchased from him. I bought from him. Money went back into my banking account. So he didn't want to send me my product at the end of the day. Wouldn't even keep the money. He was that terrified. I'd rather give him back his money than give him that product because I know what's going to happen. So that tells you right there where we stand at. But now he's terrified because I can have other people going and buy the product. I don't have to buy the product. I have people already waiting for your shopping carts to open up. And with that being said, well, guess what? His product is not going to open up. Because all the things that we asked him to do when we questioned his product and say, explain this to us, he can't do it. Well, we'll do it for you. That's all. Let's go over here and let's get Mr. Crow up real quick. We go to his page. This is what we go through. Now in here, I find it so interesting because Crow talks so much trash about his products being the best. But we have nothing but cancellations in here from Crow. These are cancellations and orders from Crow. And we basically, this is gold right here. This is absolute gold right here. This is where he sent us the invite to buy from. I'm not gonna read through it. You guys already read this 100 times. I'm pointing me saying it over and over again, but yeah, this is the which he sent to us to buy. We went and bought 14 times. Money was put back into our account. But I don't know. Let's go click in. I want to look at, remember now, I told you that PARTAY's return policy is very good. It has a very good return policy. Only problem is you can't ship out paint. That's the only problem. I'm going to check on something real quick over here. We're going to go over and check eBay. See if Crow put his listing back in. His listing is gone. You got rid of that listing. I know we got rid of that listing. I told you. You get enough complaints against you, enough complaints through eBay, you go under investigation with them guys. Mind you, they're linked to PayPal. So you can end up getting your PayPal account suspended if enough of those freaking complaints come pushing through for fraud. Because I'm pretty sure enough of those people went over to that Digital One site. Because like I said, there is a section on your web page. On your web page, I will show you which pages get the most activation. How many people actually visit that page. That page has quite a lot on that page. Which means a lot of his customers are in there. Some of ours were in there too, because like I said, at the end of the day, the product is good because, like I said, some of our customers might not be able to afford our products at the end of the day. And this is better than having a white screen at the end of the day. But at least you're not paying 80 bucks for it at the end of the day. You're buying a product that you can make for 40 or a little bit lower than that, depending on how you want to make it. And all the ingredients is there for you to make. And you can't say, well, he made that off the top of your head. No. That stuff is time-stamped on YouTube. That stuff goes back 7 years. So can't say that either. Oh, nobody had any back into it. Oh, yes, there is. There's a Facebook page that was designed for us with a global contract attached to it. Yeah, it had weight behind it. It had CEOs. It had freaking investors, the whole 9 yards, everything. All that good stuff. It had all that in there. Yep. Would ever go down that road again? No. I'll be back. I gotta get a charger. I guess some people are saying, well, if your product is so good, how come you don't have those same contracts? Do you have any idea how many contract offers I get offered in a day? Quite a lot. You know why I turned them down? Experience. Experience in business. I hate contracts. I do. Some are good, some are bad. Not saying that all of them are bad, but I would rather deal with contracts within the U.S. Trying to get a good contract that's going to click and move like a well-oiled machine along with yours can be a nightmare. I got a few people that I have contracts under, and it works well with them. I love working with them, but overseas contracts, you couldn't pay me enough money to do those. I would never been an overseas contract. After what I just learned, what I went through with digital and crystal screen paint, never again. But my contracts here I have in the United States. I have 3 individuals I have contracts with. I don't want anybody else. I'm good. I'm good. Happy with that. I make enough money from them. Everything works out. We all work on the same page. We all function on the same page. The communications is good. The number one thing in a contract that's more important than anything in the world is communications. If you don't have communications, your contract will fail. There'll be all kinds of problems, all kinds of problems. Communication is the key to a successful contract at the end of the day. Then trust comes after that. All right, so as you can see, its listing's not there. All right, so let's go over to the page. Now, I don't go over to his page and just if you say I'm going to this page, I'm spamming them. No, we don't do that. We wait for him to go on the page. We always reply back by hello, how you doing, very politely. And we ask him the question like, can you do these tests by the end of the day? If you can do some of them, it would be nice. So we can see it and your customers can see it. This is how we approach Crow. Crow comes back with calling us curse words and stuff like that. Crow, you gotta stop coming back with these curse words. This makes you look really bad because we post this on sites saying, look, this is us talking directly to the individual who has the site, and this is how he carries himself. And this does not look good for you at all, period. So you need to carry yourself a little better than that. Let me see. So listing's gone. Let's go back over through here and let's go to the site. I want to look at a shipping policy. Like I said, PARTAY shipping policy is very good. So he does allow the customer room to be able to, because keep in mind, they're going to give you an exchange, and that's understandable. This is an item that a merchant can't get back to you. Like there's certain things you can't get back, like mouthwash and stuff like that. These are things that you cannot get back in the original state in which it was shipped due to the fact that person maybe consumed half of it or used most of it. So that's how that one works. But it should have some form of exchange to be able to fix the problem. Not saying you're stuck with this, you deal with this. Haha. It should never be that way. So we're going to go over here into this page. Be warned for the onslaught of his rant. He's going to go off in a few minutes. Let me see. Let's go over here. We're going to go to shopping. Now it's interesting because his page looks like a dummy page. I'm sorry, it does. At least PARTAY has a category page. So see right here when you come into PARTAY's page right at the beginning, it's very well done. I give him that. I'm like I said, not a big fan of the guy, but I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, his page looks like something out of a trap house, because it doesn't like something out of a trap house. It was very well done. So right here, if you go to his home right here, he has his category page right here. So the category page will have all the things needed for you to go through, shipping and returns, all that's supposed to be separately. You have all that blah, 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 like that. Have that there just in case. And then there should be another set of shipping and returns in each shopping cart. Every shopping cart should have the shipping and return, buyer's remorse policy, all that stuff should be in there right there from the door. Acts of God, stuff like that. You should have a whole policy in shipping, stuff like that, things you're not responsible for, stuff like that to protect you and let the merchant know exactly what's going on. All right, so he has all this stuff in here, which is fantastic, which is good to have. Now, if you go over to Crow's site, let's see, we'll go over here real quick. Let me find that site we just ran a few minutes ago. No, it's right there. Is that right there? Yeah, we're in here. Okay, so if you go over to site, he's still ranting. So we're going to ignore this nonsense right here and we'll move on. So let's see, what product is this right here? This is the Ivy mix right here. Let me see, and go over here. He doesn't have any category. He just has home and shop. Now, in ours, we have home and shop, but our page under Digital One is just basically for you to get information off of. There's no point in putting anything else in there because that's what it is, period. My page under Crystal Edge Technology Screens, your page is supposed to look professional. We even have snow coming down for you guys. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, do, do, do. Page is supposed to look professional. So we got marketplace, contact here, payments, shipping and returns. Oh, check this out. I love this right here. Look at the anime we put in. Actually, the special effects. It's not big special effects, but it's something pretty cool. See, watch this right here. We changed up. I like how they do the shipping. Watch how the shipping comes zooming in. I love that part. I love it. So these are all your information. Supposed to be there, blah, 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 for shipping. All that's supposed to be there. We even have a section for special thanks where we give thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Our story where we started a company. Special thanks right here. And then over here, we got fake projectors category. So over here, we have our fake projectors category. We're basically for all the information right here about projector and support, testing we've done on fake projectors, the whole 9 yards, different projectors you don't use, and customers fails, which we told customers do not use these projectors and put their screen paint, and they did it anyway. And the results is pretty bad. So all that's down there for you to be able to see. This is the demo we call the blacklist. So the blacklist is basically we put up there on projectors when we start buying projectors again. Like when we buy a projector and it doesn't work on live stream, it shuts down, doesn't work, doesn't function. We contact that person, the merchant. Now, if a merchant says I tested it, there's no way in the world you could have turned that projector on and not seen all those bad signs pop on. So we put them down here in this area down here in the blacklist. So the only way you can end up, we can't put you in the blacklist just we test something of yours and it was done live, showing proof that it doesn't work. This is great because when customers want to navigate through eBay, they can see certain merchants they need to stay far away from and certain merchants they can do business with. So we'll have a list of merchants that we do business with that I usually direct customers to go to when they're buying projectors. And then we'll have a list of merchants that you don't want to go near with a 10-foot pole because we had to go file complaints against these jokers because they sold us broken merchandise. And you'll get a chance to see the video of the unboxing if the projector works or doesn't work. So this is what this is being designed for. All right, so all that's right there. All right, so with us, we have our shipping and returns, but only with our shipping returns and marketplace. Under every shopping cart, our policies are a little bit more than what everybody else has. You're supposed to have everything there for the customer to be able to read through. All right, so here we go. We'll click on one of the shopping carts, and here you will see this is all the tests that we've done on our screen paints. We know exactly how far projectors have to go back, if they've been tested under 18 certified projection screens. Yes, it says right there because we can back it up and show you a demonstration of those screens being tested over 18 certified screens. So all the tests are right here that we've done. This is why we have to do these tests before we launch a paint, so we know exactly what we're dealing with before we put on the marketplace, so that way we can write down exactly what needs to be put up there so you can understand. And if you don't agree with it, you can go back and we can send you a video. So all this has to be put there for you. Not only that, this is the policy under our sites right here. We got it in bold writing, so you can see everything right from there, all from buyer's remorse. As for we don't support fake and knockoff projectors because that could become a problem right there. If you want to ask me questions, you have to email me. So I got to put you on a timeout. I don't answer any form of business questions on freaking live stream. That's something when I do email, we do it personally, or we call. That's basically about it. Sorry about that. Okay, so fake or knockoff projectors, stuff like that. When I tell people that the reason why we don't support these projectors can plague the daylights out of you and cause you a lot of trouble at the end of the day. Because you'll get somebody that'll get it and the projector won't work well with it and they'll follow. It's not as described against you, even though your product does work, it's the projector that doesn't work. That's why when I had somebody came and told me, oh, the screen came up too dark and I couldn't see it. I said, what do you have? And he named the Dragon Ball Z action figure. And I was like, what the heck was that? And he's like, well, that's a projector I got. It's got like 15,000 lumens and it's like 4K and 1080p. Like, no, it's either one. It's either one. Yeah, that's not going to work at all. We don't support it. If it's not on that list, we don't support it. So we got early cancellations, buyer remorse, and early cancellations, because the case makes money to make these products at the end of the day. But in here with our policy right here, and mind you, we've had our site longer than Partay, and we had our website longer than Grow. And our site is always staying the same. Note, there are no returns on open cans that you paint. By making this transaction, you're fully aware. So we have basically equal exchange. So an equal exchange, if your product, like I said, who was the person who had the product? We had the silver. We do a customized silver. There is a customized silver we do have. We do it through special orders. In the customized silver, if your product is too dark, it's something you like. Some people transferring over from a white screen to a black screen, they want that OLED, they want that heavy contrast, but they're still stuck on those bone white levels. That's what they want. You can't have both. It's either one or the other. Either you're going to have the light levels and you can't have the contrast and color, or you want the contrast and color and you can't have those high white levels like you get up to higher white screens. But as you can see with the technology, if it came out too dark, you wouldn't be able to see it. It'd be virtually impossible, especially outside. So with that being said, what we do is we develop for them the silver. We'll send the silver out to them. The silver is free. We'll send it right over to them with shipping the whole 9 yards. We sent 3 gallons of it about a couple of days ago to another customer who had wanted a much more lighter screen. Yeah, and that's where that goes from there. And we got 48. Let me see, 48's right here. Now reading through everything we have on here. We have this down twice. I have to go in here to check all this. Also, too, spelling checkers are very, very important. You must have spelling checkers to make sure everything is correct. I go through my site just about every week for spelling checks. There we go. Now, let's go over to make sure. This we're going to definitely keep. This we may be discontinuing because there's a version coming out of this is going to be much better than this. We may be discontinued. I haven't decided on that yet. If we're going to basically let that go or not. But we may let that go. You also have to have an act of God in there too, because like I said, you don't want to get blamed for snowstorms. How in the world would I have the power to be able to control a snowstorm? I have literally gotten to an argument over somebody about a snowstorm that they felt that I should have some control over. Really? If you wear a tinfoil hat at the end of the day and you believe that aliens are real and they're coming down to get us at any given day and the main mothership is parked around the back of the moon, don't buy from me, please. Just do me that big favor. I don't feel like dealing with it. Active guide, that fake knuckle projectors. All right, let's go over here real quick. I want to look at where we at right here. He should be ranting about right now. Oh, we got a couple of things we got to do. My goodness, man, my brain is escaping me. We're supposed to have 150 inch of the acoustic, which is supposed to be in the drain, and there's supposed to be it's a 2 gallon of the Phantom coming out, which I never got around to doing it. I have to get around to doing that. We have to put in a gallon of it in there. All right, make sure everything's in there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go re-ramp all this all over again. All right, let's go over here real quick. So yeah, so some people, like I said, and we warn people like that, if you're coming off a white screen, you see some white screen, we're gonna have to make a high grade, like we'll make one next week. We're gonna have to make a high grade substitute. Because like I said, black technology is amazing. It is. I love it. I love it to death. A lot of people love that black technology, that OLED design development. When people are sitting there saying, oh, well, you can't see the screen. Well, if that's the case, how are you seeing my screen? Somebody's like, oh, what movie is that? I thought you couldn't see the screen. My goodness. But anyway, let me show you what we get on Crows on our end. You're supposed to, so we had a if the product, like I said, at the end of the day, if you we don't have any problem usually from our customers at all. We don't have, once in a blue moon we may have one, but other than that, if the product is too dark for you and it's not to your liking, they'll send you a silver version of it. There's a silver version of Phantom. And we have. Actually, we showed it all. Oh, that's a big cop bobcat. Oh, where's he going at? I'll be back, people. Ha! Gotta see my cat. Where's he at? Sorry about that, people. If you don't know my story already, I got a big old cat outside. I've been feeding them for the last couple months. Long story. I gotta get on a blanket. one today. Yeah, for those you don't know, I got a big cat. He's starting to trust me now. He don't run away as much anymore. Trying to get him into the house and get him taken care of before the wintertime set in, but if I can't, then I got a nice little place I'm gonna build for him out in the side of the house, which he should be pretty safe. Put a little higher up so he can get up on a little step area. That's where my cat lying right now because he's gonna be out there with him. So, and put a heating system, everything. Oh, now I'm gonna make sure, actually make him a little tiny mansion I'm gonna build for him. And get him used to going up in there and sleeping. But I've been feeding him just about every day, and I saw one of the security cameras picked him up. So I got him back over to the house. He got some food out there, and I got a little hut out there for right now. Taco's little hut, but she doesn't use anyway. Taco got too much stuff as it is. So I'll get Taco another one tonight. All right, so let's get back to this return policy thing. So hopefully if he trusts me, I can get him down to the vet, get him all checked out, see if he has any problems, get all that done, get a little collar on him, and we got another Taco in the house. He's a big guy too. I don't even know what the name is. And they get along. They don't fight. If there was a problem, Taco being that close up to him, he'd have had his fur standing up and he'd all puffed like, yeah, but no, they cool. They chill. They're good together. So it'd be perfect to add them to an addition. All right. I might call him Thunder Paws because he is pretty big. He's a big cat. He's about 5 pounds. He got to be around 5 pounds. Call him Thunder Paws. All right, let me see. Now, like I said, Partay's policy, pretty good. If he had product to ship out. Let's go pop over to Crow's right now. He's ranting right now. He's in the ranting. Calm down, Crow. We're not buying none of your paint. Just relax. Let's go over to, let's see, shop over here. Okay. And let's grab, I guess we'll grab the Cinemax in here. Out of here. Come down to the bottom. Now see, and he still hasn't corrected that spelling error. He really, look, this is not to be disrespectful to him. He really needs to correct the spelling errors in there. And like I said, there's an easy way. Some people want to pay for it. You can pay for it. Easiest way you want to correct spelling errors, and you basically at the end of the day won't spend any money at all. Just basically act like you're sending out an email, copy and paste, put it in there, and they'll basically correct it from there. You can go in, it'll come up in red, and you can go up there in red, and you can basically hit the we're not paying anymore. He's upset. You can hit the red, and basically it'll recorrect on what it should actually say. So you see how he got delivery spelled. So in his policy, he has returns. Okay, returns and refunds policy. Once the product is delivered, no returns or refunds. So the minute that product shows up at your front door and its tracking number shows it's delivered, you get nothing. You don't even get an exchange. At least Partay has an exchange in there. We have an exchange. He doesn't have an exchange in his. He has the minute it lands there, that's what that's what he's ranting about right now. He's upset. But that's what he has in there, just a minute. And the reason why he's doing that, because he used to have it where he had it set up where if you opened it, no open cans of paint, you know what I mean? It was yours, if you opened it. Now he has it if it shows up on delivery. And the reason why he's doing that, because like I said, he's catching some heat from not being able to back his product up. And to make sure that he doesn't have to have very little money that he has to give back, he has that policy put in there where he's saying it, well, he's really upset. He's saying that he has, hello, Crow, how you doing? Hope all is well with you. Merry Christmas. All right, so he has that policy in there now to protect himself, because now, say if the customer buys it, say they catch our video later on, they do the demonstration, they do the test themselves, they're curious why he doesn't want to do it, and they find out that it matches, all right? Say they never opened up the can of paint at all, period. He has on his policy, the minute it shows delivery, it's yours. You don't even have to open it up. At least with Home Depot and Lowe's, if you buy something from them, you pop them, they're the wrong color, this ain't gonna work. You can take it back and get an exchange for the right color. Him? No, ain't gonna happen, period. The minute it pops up on your doorstep, that thing kicks in place. And he can sit there and say, well, look, I delivered it, but you can argue this. You can go in and say, well, look, I never opened it, so-and-so and so, I saw a demonstration, I tested it. But then again, he could argue and say, well, if they never tested, how you know it doesn't work? So he can argue that too. So, that's why I said at the end of the day, I wouldn't buy anything from him unless he does that policy. And you can do that all day long. It doesn't make any difference. Why do you do this? He's showing how good his product is supposed to look. At the end of the day, you can do this all day long, Crow. You have to back your product to black and white paint. He doesn't get that part. So he'll get mad and he'll say, look, true quality. I can get the same thing from black and white paint. Look, let's send it to him again so he can understand this, because he's not getting this at all. You can send over to us all the pictures you want on how your product looks, unless you do that demonstration of your product side by side next to black and white paint, showing there is no difference. There's actually just a difference between your product and black and white paint. It doesn't make a difference. Digital crystal screen paint does the exact same thing, and it's free. So what we're going to do is we're going to send him all this right here. Again, this is the digital crystal screen paint products right there. This is the YouTube video of Crow making the product on the black and white ingredients right there. And we're going to send all this over to him and ask him again politely, as we always have. We're going to ask him politely, can he please make these today and match them next to his products to show that the customers are not receiving black and white paint at the end of the day. So let's go over here. I don't know why he's showing this. Look, he's trying to show how amazing this image comes up. I told you, they do that picture to get really close up on top of the screen. You really can't tell what you're looking at. That could be a picture out of a magazine for all you know. Oh, yeah, that's good for you, but still you're going to have to do the demonstration, Crow. You can't get around that. And as you can see, he's in the dark when he's doing the demonstration, as always. Okay, with a projector, again, P2 projector that's sitting around about 2 inches, 2 feet and 2 inches from his screen. All right, hello. Let's ask him again if he'll do the test demonstrations. Hello. Can you do these? How about that? These tests. Thank you. But no, thank you. Yeah, thank you. So we're just requesting for Crow to do these demonstrations of these black and white mixtures. He can show his product all day long on how it looks like this and how it looks like that. You still have to back your product up at the end of the day. You must show the customer and everybody else if your product is nothing more than black and white paint. Because at the end of the day, why should they pay you $80 if you can't back up your product? Just like, you know, if we have to do demonstrations showing our product versus black paint and black fabric and just about everything else you could think of. Okay then. All right then. It doesn't apply to him for some reason. I don't know why. All right. Hello. Can you do these tests next to your screen paint mixes? Thank you. And this is what we're requesting from him to do. Okay, I'm going to send this out to him right now. Now we're going to send him over some links. That is all good and well that you have pictures that look like that, Crow. But as I'm looking at your pictures, you're doing these pictures in the dark. Now we're going to send him over the links. There he is. He has the links. You can't say he doesn't have them. You can't say he has never done them at all. Now, Crow, let me show you an image, how we do things over here on my comparison of my pictures next to yours. Let's go outside. Let me go over to my pictures and we'll grab some of our outside pictures and we'll use this one right here. So you're showing the screen of inside in the dark. And this is my work right here, Crow. Outside on a 150-inch screen at 27 feet away from my screen at 4:51 in the evening. And I can display that image. Why? You're in the dark with your camera close up on top of your screen. Would you like some more pictures? I got some more for you. Look, every picture he puts up, he's still in the dark. How about this one? How about some beautiful birds outside? Here you go. Outside. 150-inch. Outside. You're in the dark, Crow. You're in the dark with a $3,000 projector. And I'm outside with a $270 projector at 150 inches outside. Can you show us a demonstration like that tomorrow at 150 inches outside at 4:51? Oh, you'll find out. Wait, let's give him another one. Let me go back to my old category of pictures. We got to get the old ones out. Let's go over to my documents. I got one for you, Crow. since we're doing picture by picture, right? I got a 180-inch screen in here if you want. I can show you that one. How about this one? How about this one, Crow? For inside. There you go. This is my picture for inside. 126-inch screen. You got one like that? So this is your picture in the dark. And this is my picture right here with the lights on. You want another one? Hold on. I got one with a 235.1 setup. Hold on, I'm gonna get you that one right there. 235.1 setup. Oh, wait. No. Better. I got one outside. Motorized projection screen outside. How about this one? What about this one? You got one for like this, Crow? Outside. Motorized projection screen. You got one like that? You want another one? Hold on. I got another one for, I got tons of pictures. Hold on. Still in the dark. Doesn't make a difference. You can show my pictures all day long. Yeah, that's my product. Me painting my screen in. Big deal. Let's see what else you got. Let's see what I got. Garbage, blurry, whatever, so. Yeah, Crow. Yeah, you're gonna say my product is blurry. I saw your product on the P2 projector side by side when you did all your products all together, and your screen was washed out completely. Yeah, on a P2 projector. And my image is outside. Would you like another one? Hold on for a minute. I got a couple more for you. Hold on. Let's see. Let's get you another one. How about, let me see. You want a 180-inch? I got a 180-inch in the dark. Do you have a 180-inch? I'm sorry, you don't have the room for a 180-inch. I can give you that one. Or we did a motorized projection screen outside. Oh, check this out. This is a demonstration. We had the projector mounted to the deck. I got to show you this picture right here. Check this out. So this is my projector right here, mounted to the deck. It's actually 11 feet from the screen. So watch this right here. See that? That's a laser projector mounted to the side of the deck. This is the screen that was displayed on, strictly on the ground, to show off the screen's angle gain capabilities. Here we go. Hey, Crow, check this out. You're gonna love this. Look at this right here. No. Same features, the same picture. Now, see right there? That's the projector that's hooked up to the side of the deck, is pushing the image downward and still producing the image outside. And you can pick that up outside at a 190-degree viewing angle. Why are you showing the same pictures over and over again? Wait. I got another one for you. I'm not done yet. We got a 235.1 I got to show you. I think we got that one at the 235.1s in there. Oh, wait, they're in pictures. Hold on. Let me get you those right there. 235.1s in there. Oh, wait. Let me show you what gray screen paints look like next to our technology. Let me see. Get you one right here for you. What about this one? Check this out, Crow. That's on the splatter screen. So every area that you see that the image is not coming up, that's gray screen paint mix. This right here is our black product. That's what we call the splatter screen. You've seen us do this in demonstrations, right? That's where we'll take the screen and we'll basically coat it with his screen paint, and then we'll go in and we'll just paint those spots where our screen will come in. That's how much of the product you're missing. Now, if you say your product is this good, Crow, you have no problem showing a Starfield demonstration outside at 150 inches at 4:51 in the evening. Would you agree to that, to do that tomorrow, including with the test we asked you to do? Yes or no? Yes or no, Crow? I know you listen to me. Would you agree to do 115 screen? No, I'm asking from Crow, not from you. From Crow. I'm talking to Crow right here. If Crow wants to talk to me, he can speak to me right there. And you need to be put into a timeout. Bye-bye. So, yes or no? We're asking you. 150-inch screen outside, Crow. Starfield demonstration only. Yes or no? Reply. We're waiting for you. Look, he's not saying a word now. Because your product only works as well as you have it in a dark environment. Every demonstration I showed you was in a flooded environment. Every demonstration. You want more by any chance? I have the 235.1s. I know I have those in there. Hold on for a minute. I got those for you. Pictures. Those are pretty nice to look at, the 235.1s. Let me see. There. Oh man, I forgot about this. Is the Gamer Phoenix. This is one of the Gamer Phoenix. Look at the image on this right here. And that's a 720p projector. Look, still sitting in the dark. He's still in the dark. Always in the dark. That's a shame, Crow. All right. Look, end of the day, your pictures can't match mine, and your videos can't match mine. Even though you try as hard as you can, I'm showing you all demonstrations on massive large screens and fully lit environments, and you're showing me demonstrations over and over again, dark environment. I've just showed you multiple screens from multiple different environments, and you're still showing the same screen over and over again and again and again. Can you show me anything different? Can you show me a different screen? A different screen. Can you show me at least 150-inch screen? 150-inch screen. Can you show me one of them? Just one. If you can't, here you go. 235.1 at 158 inches. Enjoy. Can you show me 235.1 at 138? At 148? Any got any of those in there? 178 inch 235.1? Anything like that at all, period? Can you show me anything other than the pictures you keep showing me the same screen over and over again? Show me something different. Would you like to see another 235.1? Here, hold on for a minute. I got you. I got this one over here. And mind you, I'm using more light than you, Crow. Come on, you want to go picture to picture? Here we go. Here, I'm showing you another one right here. How about this one? You like that one? Those are all 720p projectors, by the way. Cost me 150 bucks. No $3,000. Would you like to see another one? I got more. I got much, much more. Hold on, I got another one for you. Still in the dark. Let me see. I got another one for you. It's, like I said, he has nothing. He shows the same pictures over and over again. Again, Crow, yes or no? Can you show us a 150-inch screen at 4 o'clock in the evening, 27 feet back? Star field only. Use your Cinemax. Will you show us a demonstration tomorrow? Yes or no? Look how quiet he is. He don't say a word now. He's nice and quiet. Crow, can you hear me? Jamie, Fernando, Gonzalez, can you hear me? Paint on demonstration outside. You want to see this, Crow? Look at this. This is me painting the screen outside. Look. Do you have a demonstration like that? Can you show me a demonstration of you painting your product outside on display? Match my demonstrations. I'm asking you to match them. Match that one right there. That's a paint out. That's a demonstration outside of me painting the screen. Would you like another one? Because like I said, you said I'm so dark you can't see them, right? And if that's the case, then it'd be virtually impossible for you to be able to see this, right? Outside. And that's a 12. You giving up already? You're not posting any more pictures? Do you have any other pictures? Try, if you can see if you can find one on a bigger screen, like 150 inch, I would really appreciate that. I would love to see your paint on a larger scale. Supreme 8. There you go. How about this one right here? That's a 720p projector also. That's painted directly on the wall in the basement. Is he going to show us any pictures? Anything else? Come on, Crow. You got any more pictures? But he can't because he has the same pictures over and over again on the same screen. Over and over again. He has nothing else. Because you're used to playing on that same screen. That's the problem, man. You got to learn to basically try to do better with your products, man. You should be doing a lot better than that. Oh, okay. I got one for you. How about this? How about we do one with the dark? All right. Here you go. This is on my deck right now. That's my deck. That's my 135 inch on my deck. If that's too dark for you, I got more. No more pictures. You're not posting no more pictures. You ain't got nothing else. That's all. Come on, Crow. You couldn't have given up that fast already. Come on. I know you got something in your category to match my pictures. You got to have something. Come on, everybody's watching. You got to have something. All right, I'm about the dark gamer. I'm about to bring out the dark gamer. You want to mess with the dark gamer? Here come the dark gamer. You ready for this? This is my screen outside on the dark gamer. Boom. Outside. You want another one? I got another one for you. How about I give you, let me see. Oh, let's take this one right here. You got this displayed on your site in the dark. I got it outside. You quitting already? I got more pictures. I got so much I want to show you, man. All right. You don't want to see that picture? Let me see. Oh, what about this one right here with the cat right here? You got this on your page, right? You got this one. How about this one? Look what time of the day it is. We're not in the house. We don't have no ceiling protecting us, no roof, none of that. Everything is outside in the open. You like another one? Let's see what else we got. You can't give me one picture on 180 inch, 150, none of them. Customer demonstration. Boom. On this motorized projection screen. That's my customer, Crow. Just want to let you know that, right? So you can see that right there. This is the dark technology he's using that you claim is so dark that nobody can't see it. Right? That's what you post in your picture, right? That's my customers at work right there. You can't even show a contrast level because your screen can't see contrast. I'm going to start posting my canceled orders on here next. No pictures yet. Nice and quiet. See, that's why I said at the end of the day, Crow's product can't match our work. I'm sorry, naysayers. That's how it goes. He can't match our work. He got the same pictures day in and day out on the same screen over and over again in the dark. Same setup. You watching me taking pictures from outside, motorized projection screens, 150 inches, 140 inches, from here to there, all over the place, setting them up, throwing it up in front of us. Where's he got to back it up? The same thing over and over again. And he's talking about quality. And you can get the same quality from black and white paint. At the end of the day, you haven't backed your product up. No matter how many pictures you show me, at the end of the day, you have not backed your product to black and white paint. And until you do those test demonstrations, the digital and crystal screen paint does the exact same thing yours does. And it's free. Until you do the review against the product, which means you need to go on and you need to make that product. The ingredients are right there. Everybody got the ingredients. Make the product so everybody can see what you're putting into it. Put it against your screen paint and see if it matches. You won't do that. You know why? Because it will match. Because at the end of the day, you will show that you have a 7-year-old product. And at the end of the day, your customers could save the money and just make the product that we have over here. As for you challenging the new technology over here, it's a waste of our time. We have your stuff over here right now. They can't even hold a candle to the stuff we have over here. Show me one demonstration of an 18-screen certified display. You don't have any. Show me any demonstrations outside. You don't have any. You do know that outside has more ambient light inside your house at any given day. And the fact that we can display images like that with no problem outside on such cheap projectors, and you're talking about quality? Are you kidding me? Please. You want more pictures, Crow? Because I got more for you if you want them. Here you go. This is my 150-inch acoustic screen upstairs. Remember the picture you showed me with the dog on it? Crow, this is my picture with the dog on it. At 150 inches. You want to talk, that little picture you were showing me on that little tiny screen of that dog? Mine's in a fully lit environment, Crow. I got that same picture outside too, on a inflatable projection screen. Since you want to show me that little tiny picture of your dog. And mind you, This projector right here cost me 500 bucks. At 18 feet back from my screen in a fully lit environment, I pull about 150 inches on my acoustic compared to your screen using your P1 projector, P2 projector, sitting 2 inches, 2 feet, 2 inches from your screen, sitting right up on top of the screen, and you're still in the dark. Compared to, what picture you had over here you posted? Last picture you posted before you ran away. This right here. Look at this. In the dark. Sitting in the dark on his 100-inch screen. This is supposed to be your quality right here. Look how dark your background is right here. My screen's 150 inches. Your screen is 100 inches. You're comparing that, what you have here, to this? Yeah, sure. Feel free to add my pictures to your website if you want. Oh yeah, mind you, this is supposed to be the Phantom again. Phantoms, by the way, you can draw on the screen in black paint and they come up in white. So let's see it. If you have one, this is what it looks like. Do the demonstration we requested. Draw on the screen in black paint if you have a real Phantom. You don't have one. Let me show you right here, Crow. Again, little tiny screens, man. Show me one screen, one large screen. Look at this. Lights on, Crow. Nothing yet. Look, man, I got time for this. At the end of the day, do me a favor. We sent you a list of instructions to do. We need you to go in because I had fun doing the picture thing. You're not matching us in pictures. We can do this all day long. You're not matching my pictures. I'm blowing you away in pictures. You're showing these little tiny pictures in the dark, these little tiny screens. Do us a favor. Can you do the test demonstrations today? And while you're at it, since you're saying your stuff has such amazing quality, because I have yet to see your product on a bigger screen. Can you show us a 150-inch screen by tomorrow with a Starfield demonstration showing your product's contrast levels? And can you show us a demonstration with your product versus, oh, wait, I forgot one for black and white paint. There's another one too. Can you make this for us real quick and put this against your product? This is the fellow who made the screen paint product on his YouTube channel. I would really like to see how close this comes to your product. Can you make this for us right here and put this against your product tomorrow also too? We need to get this one. Here we go. We're in that one. We're in this one. Crow, make this for me right here. Right here. I need you to make this product right here. Can you make this for us? There's ingredients right here. I need you to put this against your product because this is free. Can you make this? Hold on for a minute. Hello, Crow. Can you make this? Can you make this? Let's see. Do it side by side. Sword. Or sword. So we want him to make this ingredients. This is the YouTuber made the screen paint with the Behr silver screen black and the silver. We want Crow to make this also too. This is one of the other products. Let me give him the Digital One Crystal screen paint too, in case he hasn't got that one either. Let me see if he can make this one too. Because mind you, all this stuff you're talking about, how your product is supposed to be this, that, and the other, and just keep in mind, if your product matches any one of these products that are black and white mixes, that means everything you said is out the window. The fact that if you don't do them by tomorrow even shows even more. Like I said, every time we got to ask you about this, you refuse to do these. So what is the problem? If your product is the best, if your product, like, there's no product like it, what is the problem with doing the demonstrations? What's the problem? Here's another one for you right here. Do this one for us too, if you don't mind. I want this one done too. How about this ingredients? Do this one for us. We'll give them another ingredients too. Let's give them, let me see. We got another one here. Oh shoot, we can go right to the website. We can give him everything off the website. That way he can't say you couldn't find the website. Let's give him every ingredients off the website. So that way he can't say, well, I couldn't find the website, this, that, and the other, or the product website was down, or any other nonsense he might try to pull for an excuse. So we'll give them every screen paint off the website. Send it right over to them, and then there's no excuses at all. All right. So let's go back in here and let's find our site right there. There we are. We're going to go over and give him every single ingredients. That way he can't say, well, the site was down or this, that, and the other. There we go. Let's start off with the first one, ingredients, right here at the bottom. We are going to put all the information right here. We can get it from Lowe's or Home Depot. Free right here. We're getting this one right here. Copy that one. I'm going to send you a bunch of these just in case. It's about 60, just to let you know. So that way you can make these one by one and put them on camera, just in case if you make up an excuse that maybe the site was down or something like that, you know what I mean? There you go. That's one right there for you. And it's also showing you where you can get the items from. You can go to Home Depot and Lowe's and get the ingredients. Let me see. Let's get another one for you. No, that's a poly. That's something else. Let's see. That's something. Here we go. That's for that one. Let's go grab another one. Let's get this one. This is another one we have right here. Here we go. We have all these ingredients for free. And now you can make it yourself because now you have it. Let me see where you're at. Here we go. Got another one for you right here. There we go. You make that one. All right. That's another one. Hold on. We got a couple more to go. I need you to make all these for me live on camera so we can all see it. I mean, if you're going to talk trash about your product being the best, at least try to match it up to what we have over here. I don't see what the problem is. If your product is that good, you should have no problem with beating these products right here. No problem whatsoever. Here's another one for you. Copy right there. Send it off to you. So where would be the problem at? As a consumer, you need to know, are you buying the real deal or are you getting basically a black and white product? You can make one of these. Here's another one for you. So that's how many we send to you. 1, 2, that's 1, 2. We sent 3 of these. That's 3. You got 3 more to go. Let me see. Send you another one. All right, let's scoot this over. Here, yeah, we got the 2 more over here. We got 2 more right here for you. These are all the ingredients you're going to have to make now and post them. Now, keep in mind, you can't tamper with any of these because everybody else is going to have the exact same ingredients you have. And if you want, I'll make you some darker mixes too tomorrow. We're going to make a couple of dark mixes tomorrow. We're going to do a couple of reversals. We'll make about 3 more darker mixes for the digital one. That'll basically give you a good selection from there. All right, let's go get another one. We're done with that one. We got 1 more to go right here. Here's another one right here for you. That's the last one on this one. Now these go from dark to mid-gray. And like I said, it's up to you on how much. The black is the toner. Keep in mind the black is always the toner. So depending on how much black paint you put into it, it depends on basically how dark or how light, you know, your contrast levels come out. Or the contrast come out darker or your white levels come out higher. That's what it comes down to. There you go, Corey. Here's another one for you. So that way we can't get, because we sent them links to the website. We can go do this. But then he'll cry and complain and say, well, the website was down and I couldn't get the ingredients. Now we sent you every single ingredient off the site right directly to you. So there's no excuses on why you can't make this the next day and do this demonstration for everybody to watch. All right, now these are the new ones. This is the new ones. These are the ones we do with the, these are the real light mixes. These are ultra light mixes. This is the one that has 1 quart of white paint, 4 teaspoons of silver, 6 tablespoons of black. These are the other ones we have right here. Mix well, we got this one right here. And we're gonna put this one there for, let's get this all right there for, right there. Oh, this is the first, that's right. The 2 new ones are on this side. So it's right, hold on. We'll go back to it. This is the first one. This is our first screen paint when we first started making it. So you got another one right here for you, right there. Oh, you didn't think these things were real, did you? Oh, they're real. You're gonna have a time working these right here next to your product. I bet you're looking at them right now talking about, shoot, man, this stuff is in my paint. I guarantee you're looking at right now. This is in my paint. because right now, if he's looking at the ingredients, he knows this is how his product is made. That's why he's not going to do the demonstration. He's over there freaking out right now, sending over his ingredients to him. The same thing. Everybody made it the same way back then. Everybody made it the same way. So he's over there freaking out right now. That's why he's not replying back. He knows that stuff will match his product perfectly. You know, you can't match your pictures, can't match your demonstrations. And I mean, I told him, look, take 150 inch screen outside and show me a star field. Yes or no. He don't reply back at all. He don't say a word, nothing at all. But yet his product is the best. Well, if your product is the best, you have no problem doing this. You know, there's no excuses. We sent this to him every possible way you could think of. We sent it to him through links. We sent them through messages, everything. And he still hasn't done it yet. And then we even broke it down and sent him each individual one to him. And he still hasn't done it. And then, really? Yeah, you better save your money at the end of the day. Now, these are the ultra light ones we did right here. This is the ultra, these ones that came up first. The first ones that come up, these are the new ones. These are the ultra light ones right here. These are for those who want them really seriously crazy high white levels. Now, like I said, we put the disclaimer, it's not going to match our products under Phoenix and Phantom. It's not going to match it. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's going to be cheaper than paying $80 for a screen paint that's never been tested at the end of the day and will not do these tests, which raises a red flag. Are you getting house paint or are you getting the real deal? So since he won't do them, that's a huge red flag. But until then, it shows you where you can get it at. You can go to Home Depot and Lowe's. You go to only way you go to Lowe's is if you want to get the glitter, but you can go to any hobby shop and get glitter at the end of the day. You know, that's just you want to do it that way. But everything you have to get from Home Depot or Lowe's either way. If Lowe's sells a form of Metallica paint, you can go there and get everything. But chances are they don't have that. Home Depot would have it. So you would put like PPG in there. That's what you would need. But these are the lighter versions. So the lighter version is going to come up with 1 quart of flat white paint. You're going to have 10 teaspoons of silver. You're going to have, tablespoons of silver. You're going to have 2 tablespoons of black paint. You're going to have 1/4 of silver glitter. Don't put the gold in there. You jack it up. Trust me, don't do that. That is just 1. Then the other one has 2. That's as light as I would go is 1 or 2 when it comes to the toner. But the silver, you want to put about 10 tablespoons of silver into that. And I guarantee it's going to bring out a nice screen paint right there from the door. Now, this is a product that you can't use in fully lit environments. Yes, it's going to have washout and discoloration to it. Yes, just much like his product's going to do the same thing. But at the end of the day, like I said, 2 things. At least it saves you $80. And at least at the end of the day, it is better than a white screen. So, Merry Christmas. Now, Crow has all those ingredients right there. So that way we can't hear, well, you know, I went to the website and it was shut down. When we know it's not shut down. Just saying that he got every last ingredient sent to him directly. Now, let's just ask him, you know, hey, thank you so much for your time. Keep it polite. You know why he's not showing anything on dumb pictures anymore? Because we filed a complaint. I had my lawyers go down and file a complaint with Better Business Bureau for the disruption on his website when he was basically changing his price in the middle of a transaction while we're having a conversation with the owner, which showed fraud. We also sent pictures, the same pictures and the same messages we had back and forth. I was showing us pictures of my derriere over to Wix legal department. Yes, your account, Crow, is under investigation, and my lawyers will make sure they will push on that as much as they possibly can to maybe, I don't know, I'll think about it, maybe have your site permanently deleted for good. That's why you don't do dumb stuff. That's why you carry yourself in a respectable way. I have all your information, Crow. All your information over here. I do. I hired an investigator in California to basically track your whereabouts. I have all your information. I could easily post all your information right there with no problem. You know why I don't do that? Because I am a professional in my field. I don't do that. Because if I do something like that, it reflects back on me. Even though you're not my customer at the end of the day, even though you could be a rival, it's still disrespectful. You don't do stuff like that. There's a certain way you carry yourself in business. That's how you do it. And you don't know how to do that yet. You're still a child. That's why you and Partay still make memes and all that stuff. What are you, like 16 years old? Your kids or something? You braid each other's hair? You talk about boys all day? What's wrong with y'all in the day? I swear, I wouldn't surprise me if you two had a clubhouse somewhere like the Goonies and you say no girls allowed. I would not surprise me because you guys literally act like little kids. You do. He's a grown man walking around his backyard talking about, oh, he canceled my order. Where's your documents at? I have a document if you cancel in my order, which is interesting. Okay, so let's see if I make the paints. We'll just leave it at that. Okay, okay, I gotta go. Look forward, and we all look forward to seeing these demonstrations done tomorrow. Look forward. Let's see. No, so see, it's sad. Same picture he keeps showing over and over again. What is wrong with him? Just Crow. Just make the screen paints. Let's put it this way. Got to go. Screen paints. Okay. Let's see. All right, as soon as possible. Okay. ASP. All right. Thank you. That's all we're asking, right? That's all we're asking. We don't care about the picture. But I can show you pictures all day long and I'll blow yourself out of the water. It's no problem at all, okay? At the end of the day, you have to back the product up, okay? If you're going to come ridiculing me about my product saying, Ken, your product is black paint, it's this, that, and the other, it's this, that, and the other, it's too dark, blah, 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 and I can come in and back my product up, then what's the problem with you? All right. Oh, the bid sheets, the great bid sheets. I forgot about that. Shoot. Forgot. See. Oh, we forgot. Okay. We got to put down also a gray bid sheet. I want to see that one myself. And thank you again for your time. All right, Crow. Merry Christmas, Crow. We're looking forward to seeing the demonstration soon. Everybody just saw me send them all the information over. Like I said, if you want, also too, if you want a list of our tests under our black technology, you want that, I'll send it over to you. Hold on for a minute. I got you on that one too. So here you go. And I'm also going to send you also to, here is our, let's just see, black paint. Let's see, let's see, black technology. Versus black paint. Can you do the same? Sorry, thank you. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to send them over all my tests. These are my tests, people. As you know, we did a bunch of tests on our products versus black paint. So these are our tests right here. There we go. Boom. That's all of us right there. Boom. There we go. Now, mind you, these are all our tests that we've done, even down to 7s. We got demonstrations going back to 7s. If we can do all this, right? What is the problem with him doing the test? Shouldn't be any problem at all, period. So, send this to you right now. There you go. Enjoy. So these are all our tests we've done versus black paint. So go ahead, knock yourself out. I look forward to seeing the test. We look forward to tomorrow. We'll see. Tomorrow, when we get up, go check his channel. Go pop over there. If he's talking about something completely different than what we just sent to him today, you already know. He's not going to do them. And if that's the case, then you just might as well make the product. He can talk about quality. Quality don't mean jack if you can't match it, if you can't prove your product and what it is at the end of the day. So it doesn't mean nothing. You're talking about quality. We want to see if it matches that black and white paint. If you're interested in the screen paint, let me see. Let me go over and get all this information for you guys right now. Let's copy the whole link for you guys. The whole link, everything. We're gonna go right from the top. Boom, all the way up. Dun, 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 dun. All the way up. The whole link right there. You can also check out our products on our site. We'll go over to, let me see. What video we got doing this on? In this video. We gotta come out of this one, go to the other video. I guarantee you, look. How many of you Crow boys want to put up 50 grand tomorrow? Right now, 50,000. I'll make it 5,000. You can't do 50, I'll make it 5,000. $5,000 right now. Give me your routing number. And I guarantee you, I transfer that money to your account if you can do all of those demonstrations tomorrow. I'm talking about all the black paints, all the gray ones, everything live on camera, showing every individual ingredient broken down and showed and explained and put against his product. That'd be the fastest $5 grand ever made. Because you know he's not going to do it. There you go. Now you just got the same thing he just got. Activate. Boom. There you go. You got the same thing. You can go look at that. All that information, look at that. Here you go. You got several places you can go and make your screen paint at. This fellow right here makes the free screen paint. All of it's right here for you at your disposal. There's the website right there. You can make the digital screen paint. And if you already own the product from the door, you can go in and you can basically test it and see. And then you see why he changed his policy on his site, where now he has it, not open can of paint. Literally, if it shows up at the doorstep and it shows delivery, you automatically can't get your money back. He made sure you won't get your money back. And you look at the end of the day, I'm not a big fan of Partay, but his shipping policy is pretty good. He has a good shipping policy. Only problem is he can't ship out paint because he's terrified to. Because, you know, we'll get our hands on it, test it down there, and debunk his theories. So his shipping policy is good, but he can't use it because he can't ship anything out. Unless we can tell you, Mr. Partay, Danny, whatever you call yourself, if you want, do me a favor. Now, if this is not true, and what I'm saying is completely false right now, that you're not afraid for me to test your product out, if this is fake, then all you got to do tomorrow is open up all your shopping carts. That's all you got to do. Open up every last one of them. I will be in the mall first thing tomorrow morning with $1,000 to buy up your products. I don't need $1,000, but I'm taking $1,000 anyway to buy up your products. Now, if my theory is not true, my theory is the reason why you had this complicated, one of my reasons you had this complicated form of instructions to separate yourself from Crow. But I feel that the reason why your shopping carts are shut is because I told you if you kept toying around with me that I was going to buy your stuff, have it down here, and make sure your shopping carts were never going to open up again. I have a 38 sitting at your door, and your freaking shopping carts are never going to open again once you see what that technology can do. And sure enough, your shopping carts are locked. Now, if I'm wrong, and this theory I'm saying is completely bogus, I'm just blowing things way out of proportion, then tomorrow morning, open up every last one of your shopping carts and prove everybody wrong, and we'll come by. If they stay locked tomorrow, then we know that what I said is the truth. You fear our technology. You should have just mind your own business. That's what you should have did. Think about it. If you had mind your own business, we didn't even know who you were at all. We had no idea who you were. And even if I did see you and you were minding your own business, ain't none of my business at the end of the day. You could sit there and say that your paint has the ability to summon aliens from another universe. I wouldn't care because it's none of my business at the end of the day on how you sell your products. But the minute you want to stick my name and stuff and call me this, that, and the other, and we kept telling you, mind your business. Look, man, I kept telling people when people came in the room, telling, oh, you're afraid. Like, no, we're not afraid of them. And we just don't want to destroy them in the process. You don't know what you're getting yourself into, buddy. But you kept running your mouth and running your mouth. And look what it got you. So now you got an ultimatum sitting over top of your head tonight to think about. What you're going to have to figure out is if Mr. Bird is over here talking trash. My theory is you don't want to open up your website because you're afraid that we're going to buy. And what backs that theory up is the fact that we did buy from you and you sat on the order. You were afraid to ship it out. You were even given a 10-day grace period to have the item on my front porch and it didn't even show up. You chose to give me back my money, which shows me at the end of the day that you do fear my technology. So let's back this up. Tomorrow, if I'm wrong, I should be to come on tomorrow and see every last one of your shopping carts open. As you say, you restock your shopping cart every Friday, right? All right, then your shopping carts should be open. And I should be able to go in on Sunday and place an order for all of them. And it should be shipped to my front door. I should be provided a tracking number and information and updates. And if I email you, I should expect to have a response back from you on the whereabouts of my merchandise. We'll see tomorrow. As for you, Crow, well, let's see if you make any of those products that we just gave you a few minutes ago and do all of those live. So everybody can see each ingredient you put in. That way you can't go on, you can't change anything, you can't alter anything because everybody has the same ingredients as you do. Can't mix anything in with it. Can't do that. Now you can't. So let's see if Crow makes the fellow on YouTube. He has to make the black and white mixtures that off his video he deleted, the 3 of those. He has to make all 6 of the Digital One Crystal screen paints. And on the test of your black screen paint products you're supposed to have, you have to pass every one of those test demonstrations that we did under the Phantom technology and Phoenix paint-ons versus black paint. Oh, and I forgot. I really would like to see the demonstrations against some great bed sheets too, because I wonder if bed sheets would actually match your stuff. PARTAY. Not only do we need the shopping carts to open tomorrow, but it'd be really nice if you would take that sample sheet and stick it against that wall and show us a demonstration. And also do a proper breakdown, because you don't want us doing the breakdown for you. The breakdown we requested for him, the accusations he said about his product. I want to know what happens if your product requires a 4-coat application. It's a polarized stacking system that builds itself. Then I want to know what happens if you basically happen to take out some of those stacks. Take out 1 and 2, do 1, 2, 3, 4, do 3 and 4, do 1, 2, 3, 4. Show there's a difference between these 2 screens if you remove any one of those stacks that polarizes that screen. That's what I would like to see. Also, too, bed sheets. I would like to see that too. How closely your product comes to matching bed sheets. The black test demonstrations that we did against our products, I would like to see you do those against your own black screen paint products, against black paint versus your product. I want to see that. Black bed sheets, a whole 9 yards. Everything we had to go through. That too. The outside screen has to be on something much bigger than the screen side you had. Maybe something with all the backyard you got. Let's shoot for 180 inches, because you should be able to nail that one with no problem. Crow, on the other hand, 150 inch, yeah, that'd be kind of pushing it for him. Yeah, that would be pushing it for him. But you can do 180 inch with no problem. It's not that hard. You should be able to push that with no problem whatsoever. I did 180 inch and watched Star Wars outside off of it, so I know you could probably do it. All right, so that's what we're requesting tomorrow from them. And if nothing comes up, and tomorrow they get up and it's the same old drama with these guys, I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Tomorrow, then we know at the end of the day they can't back it up. So let's see what happens. Let's see if Mr. Behr can get some paint tomorrow. We know we can't get it from Crow, because Crow is the cancel king. He's the king of canceling. No one does it better. You know, you should get one of them hats. What's the guy in Seinfeld? Oh my goodness, the guy who was dancing with the crown. What was his name? Oh my, I can think of his name. Oh my God. Oh, what was his name? What was this thing that's hand? No one does it better. Something about. Oh, I gotta find it. It's stuck in my head. You know what I'm talking about? The fellow with the crown was walking around doing the thing, the little dance and everything. Crow reminds me of that guy right there when it comes to cancellations. It does. Oh my goodness. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I think it's I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. Yeah. Hold on. I gotta find that now. Oh my goodness. No. I'm sorry. We're not doing it. That'd be running professional. I'm not gonna do that. But that's what reminds me of when you canceled out so many times. Literally, I'm gonna ship you a crown, a king's hat. I mean, a real good one too. But I wouldn't do that because, like I said, I'd be shipping something to your front door without your permission. But anyway, let's see what happens. Let's see if they do this or not. If not, you know, like I said, I'll be at tomorrow morning. I got the pink unicorn to do. Oh, I forgot something real quick. Shoot, I gotta do something real quick. Forgot about this. You know, it's funny because even PARTAY, when you think about it, even your product that takes freaking forever to dry and whatever nonsense that goes on with that. I don't know, man. Well, I like watching these shows. They build stuff from the ground up. But yeah, I mean, the fact that you were saying your product was a very thin solution. You ever paint with poly before? Poly goes on as a thin solution. It's like painting with water. Your stuff has to be pushed around. I forgot to put this cat food back for the cat. Oh yeah, want some more food, Taco? Okay, cover for tomorrow. Gotta change up your water. I'll jack your water. You know. I'll change your water in a few minutes, buddy. I ain't trying to be rude, Crow, but you wish you had this much room to work in. That's what I mean by your screens don't change up, man. You're in the same environment every freaking day, man. And you got access, man. There's no excuse for it. There's no excuse for it. I had an area that was smaller than yours. I lived in that small little tiny room, and I still produced more content than you did. Enough to land me a contract. Not you. Now you, same old comfortable environment, same old comfortable screen every single time. You got nerve to show me the same pictures over and over again. You definitely are delusional. I give you that much. You know, send me some pictures of the same screen over and over and over again. Like you matching my stuff. Screen I had on the movies with the female, the pink, blue, everything. There we go. Sorry about that. People lost shit from me. Gotta take care of the data plan real quick. No, you're good. You're good. So that's the screen right there. So we still got more to do. This right here, paint this tomorrow. If we get a good day tomorrow, we gotta blast 2 screens tomorrow. Oh, here. So I gotta cut these out right here. This is what I made off of my computer. This is on the sticker paper. So we're gonna basically cut this out so it looks more neater. We're not gonna have the black in there. We're gonna cut these out so it looks a little more neater. And what we're gonna do is when we cut everything out perfectly, then we're gonna go in and we're gonna basically take the glow-in-the-dark paint and we're gonna color each one with an invisible glow-in-the-dark paint to match the color. So it goes under the high fluorescent lights. And then after that, we put a little poly on it, protect it, and we're done. That's it. Make our own stickers, which reminds me, I got to bring a printer down here. We got to get a printer down here to do our own screens. We don't design screens down here. Because we're going to do that nuclear screen. I already got it built. We already had the nuclear screen with the projector set up, but we need to change the paint out. So we're going to do a nuclear waste Phantom. Phantom Extreme Nuclear Waste Screen. Ugh. Let me see. I just roll this up while I'm here, which can make it a whole lot easier. I'll do it the hard way, as I usually do. Yes, I am. On my screen. Seven days. You're right, Partay. What? My screen has multiple coats on it. What you say about the borders had to be extra thin because so and so and so. I painted over my borders twice. It takes 30 applications to actually cause a projection screen to jam. I know, I did one already. That's what it takes. 30 to do it. Oops, sorry people. Didn't have you locked in. My bad. Now let's lock you in. There you go. My bad. All right, let me see. Let's go over to the 100 inch. And I'm going to bring it over. And I need to bring up. Not cranberry sauce. I know that's something on that. I bet you left your whatchamacallit's on. Your speaker's on. And I did leave my speakers on, literally. Let's see. I need the speaker cables for this thing here. You can't get any sound. Here we go.
Line in.
Oh. Gotta go through this crap again. No, I'm just gonna go ahead and play. And be offline. What the heck is that noise? Taco! Yeah, I see you. Get up them stairs. I just watched that cat jump 3 flights of stairs without even touching the other 2. Man, that cat's funny. I didn't know what the fuck is that noise? Like, wait a minute. Crazy ninja. Yeah, Pac-Man scream. So when we done, boom! See, that's the beautiful thing about I love. Oh, by the way, Crow, this is the Phantom. You know, the screen's supposed to be so dark, you can't see it. I'm in all this light. Bam, 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 bam. I call this a sprinkler. Yeah. Don't let me get my hands on your product. Oh, I forgot. Cinemax is coming. We got your hands on your product. I told you you're going to get it. I told you. I'm going to get it. I told you. So let's see what it can do when we get it down here. And I'm going to put it in the ringer. Let's see, we're going to do, this is what we built it for, the Pac-Man screen. Chance to test it out. Crazy man coming. Crazy man coming. Oh ho ho! I can't wait to this finish. Got you. Oh, it's right there, right there, right there. Yeah, gotcha. Oh yeah. Oh man, Angry Man's coming. There you go. Angry Man's coming. Angry Man's coming. Oh yeah! Yeah! are coming. Go back to back. Come on. No. Here we go. Woo! Go, where you at? Come on. Gotcha. Where you at? Oh. Man. All right, I stop. I'm gonna be on this all day. Man, that paint is nice. I love it, man. I love it. Okay, so what we got to do next on the Pac-Man screen? Let's see. We got everything done. Everything, the roll down is perfect. It's not sticking. Not having any problems whatsoever. Worked out fantastic. Now what we got to do is we got to put the trim in. From the top, we got to put a nice strip of blue. And we got to put a strip of yellow. But the yellow can't be close because this right here is the chassis. We're going to change all this to yellow. That's what yellow spray paint's for. Change all this to yellow. We do the sides in red here. We're going to change the bottom bar in the yellow. We're going to change the tips on these are going to be red. I might do them in blue. I think we're doing blue. Swap them up in blue. Then we're going to take this right here. We're going to trim these out right here. Cut them out real nice. I told you to do the UV paint that's going to glow in the dark. We're going to paste them, glue them right here on this flat area right here. Put our Pac-Man logo right there on the side. Put a little poly over top of that so we can protect that. It's going to look real nice. Then we're going to run our chasers at the bottom, top here, and at here. So it looks like they're running back and forth. You know what I mean? That gives it that kind of like it's actually moving in motion. So that's what we want to do. And after that, we get some different color tape, UV tape, color all this in, do a custom paint job for this right here. And that's it. And we're finished our Pac-Man screen. We're done. And then we can start working on the other cool stuff we're working on. We got to paint that giant screen for the scaffold in here, which we have over there. The giant screen set up over there. We got the 24 karat gold screen, and we got the fluffy unicorn and some other stuff we're going to be working on too also. Also too, I'm going to be showing off a little bit of some technology we're working for holograms. We have something coming in for a different kind of mesh. It's kind of a sheer kind of nylon micro mesh, something interesting I found. So we're going to work with that. All right, that being said, I got to build a cube out of this. We're going to make a cube out of this. It's going to be a cube projection screen that you can see on each side. We're going to use it for scanning. All right, with that being said, hope you enjoyed the, tour or demonstration, whatever you want to call it. As for the other people, I guess we'll see on Monday. And you guys will see before me, you know what I mean? Because I'm not going to pop on. But let's see if they did any of the test demonstrations at all, any of them. And let's see if PARTAY opens up them shopping carts. Because if not, then my theory is right. He's afraid. He's not going to open shopping carts. He's going to keep them locked in fear that we'll buy it and bring it over here for testing, because man, I want to test this stuff so badly on so many levels. You have no idea how badly I want to test his products right now. All right, with that being said, hope you enjoyed the demonstration. Got to go, and God bless. Pac-Man screen was amazing. We got the amazing Pac-Man.